Hello and welcome to episode 006 of the Fallout Review Pod with a special bumper edition today as we look at the recent Lights Out pay-per-view as well. I'm joined as always by my dolly dealers, my glamorous assistants, Man. Hello, Man.
What's up?
And also, of course, John. Good evening, John.
Good evening.
Okay, so let's dive right into it because obviously there's quite a lot to get through here with two shows and a few travesties on each of the shows as well. So obviously we've got Jiggy's excellent opening package to start off with, and then into the main show with John, Luke and Brock on commentary this time. Some kind of introduction here with Brock reusing some old Back in Business expo here, getting called out for it. Before we move on to the tag team championship match between Aleister Black, Crash, Devin Golden and Randy Ramon. Huge match. Three of the people on Fallout and the fourth, Devin Golden on Meltdown. John, Game 7. Finally, the dream is over. What did you make of this opening match?
I mean, I think in the specific match itself, I thought it was pretty interesting. Crash and Randy Raymond are out of it for most of it. And obviously at the end there, we get to see Devin Golden bust out the super kick. Crash ends up winning it with the Razzle Dazzle for the first time since hitting it on Kennedy.
Yeah, but not in a match or anything.
No, not in the match. I gave it to Gangstars. They sold me on it's not the end of the world. I read the Golden Rock promo first, and I thought that was great too. I think I graded them really, really tight. They were really thematically similar, but I think Gangstars, like the combination of the Doctor meeting, Crash and Violet Dreyer meeting Aleister Black, and it's not the end of the world theme kind of sold me on Game 7 being capable of ending.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think character categories were really strong for the Gangstars in this. I think all 5 judges might have had them to 5 in both the character sections, which is pretty good, and like shows the kind of handle that they've got on the 2 characters after writing for them as them for so long. Man, which way I had it for the Gangstars as well, and it was 3-2 this after 5 judges, so it was a very close match. Man, what did you have in this one?
I had Golden Rock just by 0.5. I think I'm just sorry. This was so bloody long ago. So I had Golden Rock just. I think both were very similar in concept, which made them hard for me, I think, to grade. But I think where Gangstars got it a bit on the character side, I think Golden Rock just did a bit more with the concept by kind of going a bit more full in on the whole end of the world thing, which was, I think, where that 0.5 came from. Looking at my grades, but both are very good, and the match itself was good as well. I think it's a fitting ending for the whole Devin Golden stuff, and then obviously knowing the fallout of that, the way it ended was good as well.
And then on to Chris Kennedy and Danny Tony here. The first 2 kind of segments hyping potential encounters at Fallout 007. This one obviously coming to fruition. Now we know results from this show. It was fun to see Kennedy and Tona interact. I don't know if they have way back when, but I don't remember it really since both of their returns over last year. So this was a fun seg. This was Tig's idea to do a Tona and Kennedy seg, as well as a Ramon MVH seg on account the matches, the obvious matches coming from going into Lights Out that people would draw up would be like Toner and MVH, given their history, and Kennedy and Ramon as well has been spoken about, like the power of the super kicks kind of thing. And then like to invert that and have them interact with the other one would be interesting. So that was a good idea from Tig. Yeah, that segment turned out pretty good. And then we have The Purge. Excellent name for a pay-per-view, that. If they just drop the and the rebirth, it might work.
I'd rather just a pay-per-view called The.
That's pretty artsy, that is. That's pretty artsy. Johnny Marr would be proud. Okay, so we've got second match now. We have Dan Maskell versus, I forgot that this was on this fucking card.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Michael Garcia. Right. Yeah, so
this was a close one to grade.
Oh, this was so great promo posted by Sayer, but written obviously not
Very
by Sayer.
inspirational.
Very inspirational. Yeah, so obviously Maskell wins due to plagiarism. Deserved win. Pretty glad that Oz caught this. I thought a couple of times about what would have happened if Oz hadn't caught this, and then we had caught it like in a couple of months' time or something. But
Oof.
But yeah, that's a close shave. And Shade obviously wrote this match.
And he had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, I'm really sorry, but I can't remember the Shade promo from Lights Out. It was like a month ago now, 5 weeks ago. But I'm sure Shade. I'm sure Shade wrote it, so that's.
I don't think he listens, but it's fine.
That's a good point in his favour. Okay, then we have X title, right? Man, talk about this whilst I mute myself and cough.
Lovely. So I think the build for this match was probably one of my favourite things we'd done on Fallout. It wasn't obviously how we initially envisaged it. I think it was originally going to be Nox and Gabby against UA. Was the original plan, but then obviously ET needed a break, which is fine, which obviously I think ultimately worked out in OMB's favour. Managed to win an X championship out of it. So I'm not sure he'll be complaining too much. Promos for this one, I think it was close again, and I think I'm being contrarian again because I went with Nox for this one. This was a running theme on this show, apparently, looking at these grades. I was going against a grade with everyone. Both were good. I think Nox lost the points. I think in the area that I think OMB knows that he can struggle with is the presentation side. I think smoothing things out, tightening things up there gets an extra couple of points. Which, looking at everyone's grades, were he able to get an extra 1.52 points, he's winning the match.
Yeah.
So that unfortunately is probably where he became unstuck. I like Jimmy's promo. It was a bit different to the kind of the standard UA fare, with a bit more focus on Savage this time towards the end of it. So that was good. I like it when kind of one gets a bit of shine over the other. But yeah, I think the result is fair. So even though I went the other way, I still graded the Savage promo well. So yeah, no, I think deserved win for Jimmy, but I think OMB could have had it. I think with a bit more fine tuning of that presentation, because I think that is where, looking at it, he scored well in the character sections. He's outscored Savage in almost every character section. And so yeah, the presentation I think is what let OMB down.
Yeah, I'd agree.
I agree as well. I think Savage promo was pretty curated with the Law and Order stuff, but generally speaking, I think OMB just needs to iron out the presentation.
Yeah.
And they'll get those extra couple of points.
Yeah. I'd agree. And then we're on to MVH and Rockstar Randy Ramon backstage. No thoughts on Chris Kennedy?
That £5 lighter line is brilliant.
Great line.
Oh yeah, okay.
Great line.
Cheers,
all the barbs.
Yeah, I prefer. Well, I like the follow up as well. You need to drop the other £198. All right. Then we are back to the ring. I have not read these promos, these Meltdown promos, unfortunately. So I'm going to rely on John. Did Legend Evolve show? Did they show?
Yeah, they did show. OJ had a Karate Kid
Karate
homage.
Kid. Yes, I did read.
Yeah.
I did read OJ's promo here. Yeah, sorry, continue.
It seemed like he was pushing up against the deadline. I thought it was a creative promo, but the pastiche was too disconnected from like the dynamic between the characters for me. So it didn't feel like it accurately sold the match. Reagan Cole and Tommy Bedlam probably had my worst presentation on the card because that was messy. But I love the concept. I love that it kept bouncing between both of their days as they kind of react to finding out that they're going to be partnering with each other. Yeah, I gave it to Reagan Cole and Tommy Bedlam. Was really happy with their partnership. I thought there might be a case they wouldn't promote together, but it looks like they pulled it through. And they got rewarded for it.
Yeah, indeed they did. Good to see old Jay posting back around the forum again. I don't know what the situation is with his booking this week, but this isn't the Meltdown review pod, so who cares?
Exactly. Who gives a fuck?
Right. Then we got Peacock. Has to get his face in the show somewhere, doesn't he? Sourceman and Alan Price or call to arms here. We've got this buddy, Price. Before we move on to El Demente and Eclipse, Battle of the Mysterious Masked Men. And we have a victory for El Demente, his third win. I think the Eclipse promo was pretty hastily done, quite late by the looks of things. Whereas the El Demente promo was a little bit more polished, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, the run is over for El Demente, short of the 5, alas, but excited to see what El Demente is going to do outside of the Gauntlet division.
Me too.
Starting in Fallout 7, because it seems like he's been in the Gauntlet division challenging or as champion since he arrived. So
I think he's the longest reigning champion.
Yeah, it's possible. Well, because Black had 3 matches on one show, didn't he? Yeah, very possible.
Yes, however.
Aka Urai is here in subtitled Glory. And then we have the Toner Brothers coming out. The Toner Brothers are making a return. Donny Toner not been seen in weeks, along with Christian Quinn to take on the team of Alan Price, Chris Peacock, and the mighty Sourceman in this 6-person tag team trios match, of course. Yeah, good promos from both teams. I think the Rondo and Toner promos, Toner and Quinn was the combination here, and then Rondo separately. The Rondo promo in particular was a lot of fun. I thought lots of humour in both of those. The Source promo, I do feel like Source is finding his feet with this this Coma storyline he's got going on now. But yeah, I think overall I enjoyed reading the TXR XQ promos a little bit more than the collaborative effort. But I did miss the post-credits scene, so maybe it would have been a 40 had I recount. We'll add another minute to the time, 14, 15. We'll do that.
Oh, thank you.
No worries.
Another minute of Alan Price not doing anything in the
match. Well, yeah, hopefully his absence is an elongated one from Fallout, but we'll see.
Spoilers.
He's in a match on my battle card, so vote for
that. Right, then we have Uncle
advertisement segment.
Who?
Oh yeah, he's talking about a variety of things, right, that are coming up. Is that what this segment is? Like the tag team tournament and the battle royale and all that kind of jazz. Is that correct?
Yeah, Ground
Yeah.
Zero, Black Widow,
Yeah.
FWA 2K22,
Lost
Halloween.
Lost Treasure. Yeah. Absolute shilling in this segment here.
Yeah.
Love to see it. Hot Nephews fall. And then we have Cap and Eli and Truth. Captain was called
Captain
Captain America. Great character. Very original, very unique. Whatever his name is, Captain Fantasy. Emerging with a big win here to get his first taste of gold, I believe, outside of the 24/7 title.
He's never been 24/7 champion.
I don't know who's held that.
Jesus Christ.
Come on, it's not canon. Making Father Eli tap out. Big win there over Truth's Star Wars promo and Eli's very minimalist promo at Lights Out. A good win there for Fantasy. And throw spanners in the works for your plans, John.
Yeah.
Meltdown, right?
Yeah, let me out.
Let my people go. And then we get on to the most anticipated match of the evening, perhaps, maybe with the exception of the tag title match. But we have Mike Part against Sean Summers in the feud ender from the program that's been running since the Back in Business attack from Sean Summers. Mike Parr emerging with the victory here, man. And any recollections of these promos?
Sure, they were really good.
It's very specific of you.
No, I think they were both good from what I remember of them. It does seem like forever ago. Sorry, lads. I had Par winning. I can see it was split though between those that judged. But I can comment on the feud itself, which was very, very good, and I think probably the best kind of booking that we did through the first chapter. Just keeping that kind of simmering along, keeping them separated, and then they finally come together. And the work that Prod and Kumkid put into this was great. The promos they both did. We had that separate Discord chat with them, both engaging with us both a lot in there. Lots of ideas being thrown around. It was good. It's kind of what one of the better parts of being a mod is.
Definitely
doing that kind of thing. So it was a pleasure to work with those guys on that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and that's definitely like the model for like booking programs. I think like a chat like that with the handlers in there as well, the characters involved and the mods. That works very well. It was a good feud, and we have Mike Parr coming out on top after 7 minutes 38 seconds, tapping Summers out like a bastard bitch, which I don't think CVK was very fond of the submission.
No, he wasn't.
But shouldn't be such a bitch then, should he, Sean Summers? If he
should have done a better promo.
Fucking hell, man. No, I guess I can see his point, but I don't know. Summers is the heel. Tap outs.
I think tap outs that's fine as a pinfall, really.
Exactly, yeah, and maybe if you like, well, I don't know. Maybe if you like a sort of.
I used to be against it too, but I've kind of eased up on it. I think it's all right.
I think it's fine for any character to tap out, but I think particularly the heel in the feud. I think at the end the heel tapping out at the end of the feud. But I guess like maybe because it's early on in Summers' FWA career, which I think would be a valid complaint. My bad. That was on me. And then we have the Una Sea Shanty Slammer Fallout 006 announcement, which we'll come on to in more detail very soon. And then we have this Battle Royale, Gunfight Battle Royale. Have you picked your
Have I
match?
picked my opponent? No, I'm
Yes.
trying to. I just gotta win Cybernetico, and then I'll give the world champion a call.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. So then there's got to be a statute of, well, there's got to be like a time limit on that, right? Like you can't.
Pretty
So
sure
it was still my high.
Yeah, we said he had up until Maha to do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, so you're gonna get your qualification sorted out, and then.
Yeah, you guys stuffed the booking schedule. I'm trying to maneuver.
Fair. Okay. So Harry wins out here. Myself.
That's quiet one.
Sorry, my bad. Quiet
Jeez.
wins out here.
Mm.
Come on, guys! It's like
yeah.
it's like 1 o'clock in the morning where I am. Like I'm obviously really baked as well. Like I'm doing my best here.
I think Gangstars did a podcast a bit later than this.
Well, maybe, but like Crash doesn't sleep ever, and I don't know. Raw is like a nocturnal creature.
He has Mr. Blue Sky to wake him up.
Well, that's true. On his clock radio. Yeah. Okay. So Thomas West wins here. I had quite winning this. I enjoyed the sort of love story, the Torque. I can't remember the name of the criminal organisation, but yeah, I liked this promo a lot. I think Man had quite as well.
I didn't grade.
Two
people had
TGO.
Yeah. TGO.
Yeah, it was TGO, OMB, and you.
Yeah, OMB had Crow then. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think myself and TGO both had Crow second.
Yeah.
Both good promos, very good promos. Fun match right up by Man.
Lots of commentary.
The bits of it that I've read.
Commentary was John. So that's fine.
Okay.
Should have spammed more.
Yeah. So just literally the whole match is just pink.
Yeah, it's not much John Luke here. It's not ideal that. Long match right up. Actually, it might be the longest one on the show. Actually, I think the main event's probably longer.
I think it's something
the main event's long as hell.
It's something like 6,000 words.
Yeah, I think the main event's pushing 10 maybe. The main event's a long boy.
That's what I get for putting 33 fucking people in the Battle Royal.
Well, smooth Jazz Wolf would have workhorsed that. And,
I
it would
know.
have been a War and Peace style odyssey. But then again, that's why they compare Wolf to Tolstoy and they don't compare you to Tolstoy. So we have more stuff happening now. More stuff happening now with John Rusno of Meltdown, who is taking over as, brand consultant, John?
Brand consultant, yeah.
Brand consultant, nailed it.
Yeah.
I think that was my idea, I think.
It was.
Just like to give myself credit for my own ideas.
Why are you booking their show?
I've got fingers in many pies, man. Right. We get a bit of a card overlook here for Meltdown 6. Great. I do really enjoy Meltdown 6. It was a good show. I think there was like a more coherent formatting and structure to the show. Yeah,
you guys are my inspiration, I guess.
Well,
you're welcome.
We are the wolf to your sayer.
Wow.
And then right, so we have Pandemonium in the Tokyo Dome for what some are saying is the biggest travesty in the history of EFED, in the history of competition in general. Some are saying, but that's not for me to say. I'm nothing if not humble. So good work, Jiggy. History books will remember that you won in reality. And yeah, Chris Kennedy emerges triumphant over MVH to become the new world champion for the 6th time. John, you want to talk about these promos?
Yeah. So I haven't posted reviews. They're incredibly fucking dense promos, and I got intimidated.
Yeah. You sent me a review essentially
I
about.
yeah, I sent you a review. I haven't gotten around to. I have to review Jiggy now. You just exposed me. Jiggy's promo was obviously. I think it had a lot more character focus on Chris Kennedy himself.
Yeah.
Felt like a very classic self-finding journey, going into the desert, seeing his dead mom. Like I feel like you could. It was very very I forget the term, but very classic format. I think it deviated from that at some points with the van getting robbed at some point by those two I guess bank robbers. I think it was gas station robbers. Yeah. And eventually we find out what he's been digging, and it was La Muerte Blanca. I will say I was pissed because you could tell from the beginning that it's not going to be an actual corpse, and he's just misleading Bell, and I was kind of cheesed about that. But I thought it was a good character focused story. Michelle von Horowitz goes on a journey with Uncle. It definitely appealed to me a bit more, not necessarily because of the Uncle thing, but because I'm a big metaphor guy, and obviously this is very in your face about the metaphor, but I thought it was still extremely well done in terms of using, I forget what the alien's name is, as a parallel to Chris Kennedy. So yeah, the metaphor, I enjoyed it. Obviously beyond that, I thought it was a fun Uncle promo, and it gave me a lot of good world building ideas, which I've already stolen from my last Captain Fantasy promo. I think I just edged it for Michelle by maybe 0.5. But yeah, very close match.
Man?
Yeah, so I had Michelle winning as well by 0.2. So it was close. You do have the two people here who graded you to win. So,
well, you have the three people here who graded me to win. Apparently, my grades weren't allowed to count in this match, which I think is bullshit. But well,
no, I think I'll echo a lot of what John said about Jiggy's promo. Even though I didn't have it winning, that's not to say it wasn't a fucking good promo, because it was. By far, I think they're almost the highest grades I've given since we've changed the schedule, that and the tag title matches. I mean, I'll say what I said to you about your promo SS. I think it was obviously good. I had it winning, so it wasn't bad. But what I think was, if that was Michelle and Uncle tag team promo, that's scoring even higher. I think, like I said to you, I think you gave Uncle a bit too much. So it started not just becoming Michelle's story. But obviously I had you winning, mate, so it's not like I thought it was shit. But that, if I had to put an improvement, that would be it, because I think you lost a little bit on the character portrayal because Michelle wasn't the main focus all the time. That's kind of what I thought. And also, you spelt pensive wrong, which cost you that 0.05 from me, which could have turned the tide.
Well, I'm in a pretty I don't know what the quite the right word is, but I'm in like quite a solemn and thoughtful mood about that. Maybe pensive, but I'm not sure how to spell that word. So so Kennedy, 6-time world champion, celebrates with the belt at the end of the Tokyo show. Meltdown obviously continues with the prize, but it comes now over to the A show, the Purple Brand, most exciting 2 hours of fantasy pro wrestling on Wrestling Clique Fallout. With episode 006, Uni's Sea Shanty Slammer, live from Brisbane, Australia. And we are into Una on deck with her kind of crew. Bad Henry only says bad. That is something that I know. And then we quickly move on
Oh,
into
is there-
the
is there-
main show.
Has there been a little edit in
That was literally 15 minutes after I posted it.
there?
So it only existed for 15 minutes, but
IAON.
yeah, what can I say? I did my best, man. Like, I've been doing my best for you for weeks, like literally months, literally like since spring, just trying to keep her involved. I'll try harder next time.
Oh no, I think I'll do it next time.
No, well, I'm not going to do Una again. No, fuck that shit. It's not worth it. Don't even like Una. Fuck Una. I wanted Lizzie. Right, okay, so we're into the actual show. And we start off with the triple threat match here, Conchu versus Sean Summers versus Mike Parr. Mike Parr winning out with his alternate ending promo. A very good piece, very good descriptive passages in this one. Similarities between the three promos, obviously. I think
always the same idea.
I think Conchu was successful in his descriptions of the other characters and like the match focus stuff, and that was Conchu's strongest point. I had him tying with Mike Parr, who his promo is very good descriptively, as I've said. Sean Summers with the kind of Wessex style, well, the Wessex promo. I think it was a very good promo. He was beating himself up about his promo after he posted it, obviously. I thought it was very good in kind of building the world around it. It felt very believable. Obviously, it was based on a real kind of period, I guess. But I think that sometimes came at the expense of Summers' kind of like inner monologue at times, especially at the start of the promo. Mike Parr and Conchus did a lot more to progress the characters in the match in those ways. But I enjoyed some of the direct allegory in Summers' promo as well. But yeah, I was happy to see Parr win and get a one-on-one shot at the World Championship. Man, you graded this, and I think you graded it as a Parr win, right?
Correct. Yeah. So I had Parr winning, and then Conchu and Summers tied actually. So yeah, all three got good grades for me. They all, as we touched on, went for quite a similar concept. I think what got it for Parr was that in the end, at his last section, the dream ending part, that's where he got those extra points in terms of the character stuff and the match focus, because he allowed himself to do it. So he was able to get the creativity points by everything that came before it, but then he added that extra bit on. So for me, I think it was quite clear cut that, considering they were all conceptually so similar, the fact he went that extra mile is what gave it to him for me.
Yeah. John, any thoughts?
Sean Summers' promo was my favorite, but I get why it didn't win. I think he probably could have gone a bit further with it, and if he gave himself a bit more time, I actually think he could have won it. Conchu Hao's promo, I enjoyed it, and I think I agree with you that it was a lot more on the point. But I also felt like the story itself, setting up Parr and Summers to fight each other, and as Conchu points out himself, it was like, how'd you guys believe me? I thought it was a bit too simplistic. Mike Parr, I think, would have ultimately edged it for me in terms of creating, because I think the ending was creative. So yeah, I agree with this result, but I think Sean Summers probably had my favorite of the three.
Okay. BWW advert, followed by Chris Kennedy coming to the ring, and then all of the main event participants following him. A segment by Tig here. Kind of building towards that main event, which was good. It was weird to see Danny Toner in green. But yeah, Chris Peacock. Apparently
What's that font there? The size change. What happened with Christian Quinn?
Oh, what are they? Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, it's in aerial, I guess.
Fucking hell, Tig.
Proofreading, guys.
It's shoddy.
Yeah,
Very shoddy.
And I changed my colour to purple because I want to be fucking orange.
Okay.
Fucking hell.
These are the concerns. I like Shake's work rate contribution to the segment there. Just fucking so impressive seeing Shake with this much commitment and motivation after all these years. You know, like it's an inspiration to us all. Like,
Cheers, Shake.
thanks, Shake. Then Yuna's backstage with El Demente, asking him about things that he's done and about things he's going to do. Loss of the Gauntlet Championship, and then some harsh words for Uncle here, John. I don't know if you had a chance to read this, but
Capitalize JJJ. See, that's proof you didn't read my segment. But capitalize JJJ. I did
What,
read
me?
it. Yes.
Well,
Yeah, you didn't read my segment. No.
I capitalized JJJ. Like it's
You always call him Uncle JJJ though.
Yeah, because he's uncle.
I'm used to it now. It's okay. But you got to capitalize the JJJ.
Yeah, well, and then the bits that I wrote, I did this. So this is El Demente's work, and
yeah,
because he has
that is a shot.
Such a lack of respect for you, he doesn't capitalize the A or the Y. When he sent it in, like this second J was also lowercase, but like I changed that, which he wasn't happy about, you know.
Yeah, he has some crosswords for SS.
But yeah, El Demente, clear message there for the Cybernetico participants. He's coming for the big prize, it seems, at Mile High. And then we have Uncle commentating on Harry saying Wizard and Sourceman. Sorry. Like, that's his surname. Like
John Sourceman.
Jonathan Sourceman. Right, and then we've got so a win here for Harry. We had the Meet Your Maker promo from Harry and the quiet based promo from Sourceman. I did really enjoy the Sourceman promo this week, but it was noticeable that it was about the wrong wrong character, which probably cost it 2 or 3 points really. I liked the Harry promo a lot. It was very inventive, very funny. It kind of broke down into a big wall of text at the end, quite abruptly. I don't know if that was time constraints or
I was following my inspiration.
Following your inspiration.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, so deserved victory for Harry, I think, here, albeit with a lot of extra leverage. His feet are on the ropes. He's read the playbook, and Harry picks up a victory in his debut one-on-one match. So Harry's only loss is in the battle. The battle royale.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Impressive record for Harry. Better record than Chris Peacock, I think, at this stage.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
To be fair, it's not really saying much.
Yeah.
And then obviously Harry got murked after the match.
He did, yeah. Flip bar driver. Owen the nephew hunter on the loose. Strong swimmer, that Owen. And then we have Jeremy Best conversing with the Bad Boys, trying to get scripted as a member, but alas, InSync having none of it. And then Aleister Black is talking to Yuna about his upcoming X-title chance. He tried to flout the censorship that is firmly in place from the FWA feds. It was caught, of course. Patches censored there as we move into another match. We have the UA versus Cleo and Caden Knox. I had the Cleo promo, I think, was a a very good promo, like a enjoyable promo to read. As I said in my review, that the climax of it in the big reveal is pretty tropish, really, when you think about it. But like reading it, it didn't read as that like when the reveal happened, I guess.
I spoiled myself by reading your review.
Oh, really? That's a silly thing to do.
Yeah, it was a mistake.
Yeah, it's called review, isn't it? It's not called preview. So I didn't post a preview.
You're right.
I mean, prefixes are there for a reason, Jack.
God.
Yeah. So I thought that the Cleo promo was perhaps responsible for the win here, because I scored UA above Caden. It was a very messy promo, the Caden promo this week, and that's something that he does need to look at, because it was a very low presentation score, which was the major difference really between him and the UA, because I did enjoy the content of the Caden promo, particularly the first section. Again, the second section I thought maybe was a little tropish in parts, but it was mainly the presentation is the difference there, as we mentioned in the Lights Out and the Fallout 004 pod as well. Not to harp on about that too much. So, Man, anything to add?
No, kind of. I'd just echo your comments. Really, I had the promos ranked in the same order. The presentation stuff for Caden kept it under the UA promo. The UA promo, I think, was kind of pretty standard UA promo.
It was the pirate ship promo, right?
Yeah, but I think in terms of like content, I think it was kind of what we'd seen before. You know, them bullying those two poor sods, and then talking.
It was on a pirate ship.
It was on the pirate ship. It wasn't the only one on the pirate ship, though.
Yeah, it was
one of two.
Yeah.
One of two. Some would say the better of the two. Some would say the better of the two.
That's what I would say.
Yeah, I've never liked anything that Chris Kennedy guy's written.
No.
Okay, and then we're back to yet more uncle, yet more nephews. Surely the most segmented character on Fallout.
Got to carry the show.
Inception, carrying it on his shoulders. What a great guy.
SS, is this the Doctor that we were talking about the other day?
It could very well be, yeah, I don't know.
So Jan was seriously asking us who the Doctor was when he was literally on the last fucking show.
I didn't remember he was on the show either. So
this is Ali's doctor.
Yeah. So, Ali's doctor's gonna make another appearance, I think.
Oh shit!
Wait, and isn't this the segment where Grayson comes in?
No, this is another one.
Oh, is it not?
Yeah, there are many segments.
Jan was asking if there was like a specific Doctor, and I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure there is. It's literally on the last show. But it'd have been icing on the cake if it was literally the same segment.
Oh, right.
Then we have Mike Parr building the upcoming world title shot on Fallout 008. Una featured a lot in the backstage interviewer role in this show. And then we're on to Jeremy Best overcoming the Backstreet Boys, sorry. I don't know why I meant that this was a handicap match, but there you go. So victory, easily clearing the 24 needed for the Class B jobber with a good promo. I liked that he kept the focus on his opponent without just doing it in a standard way. It was unique enough. It was creative enough to beat that score. And Best is looking like a good character, and I'm looking forward to seeing the progress there.
Future world champion.
Future world
Massacre.
Possibly.
If he's on my team, he'll do it.
Then wouldn't he have to beat you?
I'm willing to put people over. I think I have a history of that.
Yeah, like not deliberately, but
not deliberately, but.
And not me at 5 down. We're not going to get into that yet. It's been too many years. Okay, and then we've got, just skip straight over Peacock and Randy Ramon, the last thing written for the show. To do a favour for a friend. What a great guy.
What a great guy. And now the trolling of Christian Quinn can begin.
Yeah. So Alistair Black and John Luke Watkins Yeah, Aleister Black with the win here. Another travesty. I mentioned multiple at the start of the show. Here's the second one. But the big outcome from here is Aleister Black getting his shot at the X Division Championship next week in Melbourne. Goes a bit crazy on Watkins at the end with the violence party, and then a couple of finishes, stopping John Luke from commentating on the rest of the show. Will be exciting to see Black challenge for the X Division title, man.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that match. It's going to be a fun couple of promos, I imagine, and the match itself. I'm not sure. I can't remember who's got it writing it, but those two in the next Royals match is going to be pretty mental, I imagine. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the promos and the match. And oh, look who's back!
It's me.
Just to go back, I did really enjoy the Aleister Black promo. It was another kind of indirect one. I look at his family relations, kind of like mirroring, Jean-Luc's obviously, but always involved in kind of like familial things, given his relationship with Rupert. So that was interesting, and it was interesting, obviously, to see the roots of Black in his parents and the flashback to the child. Obviously, shouldn't have won, and it was a disgrace. But I did enjoy the promo. And then Uncle is back, but he's not the only one who's back, because look who it is for the first time since Fallout 003, which is a long time ago. It is Gerald Grayson. Jam is back in town just in time for Cybernetico. What a time to be alive. Exciting. Hot Nephews 4. Couldn't have said it better myself. And then Black Widow announces a little showcase match for the Lost Treasures Tour, which is eventually won by Unifun Honori's team. Shouldn't have bothered. She's giving the win to Lizzie Rose. But then we have El Demente coming out and taking a few names at the end of the match, particularly Hazel Sparks, and Kari Ozu gets launched into the crowd as well, just to build El Demente a little bit ahead of the Cybernetico match. And then we're approaching the main event. We have a little hype package here for the Fallout Clears, with the announcement of the participants for Cybernetico due to be on that show. And then we are into the main event with Mike Parr on commentary. Christian Quinn keeps getting cooked as he attempts to call some matches solo. And now it's Mike Parr who's sitting next to him. Man, talk about the 3 promos in the main event.
Bullshit.
Yeah, I keep forgetting that you're in these matches.
No, they were all good. I'm speaking about mine and Sean's one. I think I'll take full responsibility for it not coming out winning. Because I think Sean's quite busy, so he kind of just let me just crack on with it basically. Obviously, me going up against those writers, it was always going to be a tricky task for me. But so I'm disappointed, obviously. But I think the result's fair. So but I enjoyed the other 2 promos. I've only read them the once so far, a few days ago. Enjoyed both. The TXR one was obviously kind of what you'd expect, very funny. But then also the kind of the twist that they did on the normal thing, where actually there was actually a bit of tension going on there between them. So it was nice to see them kind of have do something a bit different with the dynamic, which is a bit annoying just because me and Ramon did the same thing.
Yeah, well, there's tension in all 3, obviously. The Nova Kennedy one definitely expected, and then some unexpected tension in the other 2. which was strong points in all three of the promos. I had the TXR promo winning. Yeah, I enjoyed the I enjoyed the constructs. I enjoyed the metaphor. I thought like structurally the Sharktooth and Diamond Hook, is it? Sharktooth and Diamond Hook promo was superior structurally, and it looked amazing, like presentation wise, formatting, but not as clean as the TXR promo. I did really like the Peacock promo as well. I think I had like either 1 or 1.5 between the three promos. And yeah, I did have that 1/3. I thought the charity gala promo was a rip off of what I did, which was
That we posted
lost
first.
a couple of points. I'd floated that idea to you for many months.
Oh, okay.
No, I thought the one of the weaknesses I thought was the kind of the blocks of song lyrics. I think that can be kind of hinted at a bit more, as I said in my review. I did like the all of the celebrity kind of cameos. Like it was weird, like Dave Grohl being a huge FWA fan, but I guess like I can't really judge because I had Tyson Fury doing a similar thing in my promo. But yeah, it was a good promo, and the tension between the two characters was definitely the strong point. As I said, unexpected, and good.
Yeah, Sean gave me a lot of trust just to write that, so I'm glad that he approved.
John?
Yeah, I think I would have given it to TXR as well. I think the one or two things that I agree with that I would have changed from the Kennedy Diamond and Rock Around the Clock promos are the lyrics, and the Kennedy and Diamond promo was a bit less of an exchange and more of them talking at each other for lengthy periods of time. But I also really liked both of the concepts. I agree with you. The structure of the Kennedy Diamond promo is pretty great because it still allowed them to kind of talk more directly about the match. And the Peacock Raymond tension was great. I felt bad for Peacock, and then he became a dick to Drew, so I felt less bad about him anymore. TXR kind of, like I mentioned earlier with the metaphor stuff, appealed slightly more in terms of feeling more direct about the match throughout. Although I would say Diamond and Kennedy was still super, super direct as well. But yeah, TXR, the dynamic, the tension, and the ultimate conclusion, I think I'd give them the edge as well, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that was Fallout 006 in the books. Uni's Sea Shanty Slammer. Missed the segment with the plank use there with Bad Boys Boy Band. But yeah, it's in there.
Who else would you have sent off?
Sorry?
Who else would you have sent off the plank?
I wasn't complaining. I just said I missed it when we were scrolling through.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said it was a misuse of the plank. I was like,
It's just such a chip on your shoulder, man. Not everybody's out to get you. We want you to succeed. We want it. We've got a lot invested.
Granby to win a fucking match then.
Right. Yes, then we have the Fallout clears here. The primary takeaway being the Cybernetico, the participants.
Yes.
We have the Crash and Uncle as team captains, Alistair Black, Chris Peacock, El Demente, Gerald Grayson, Jackson Phoenix, Jeremy Best, Caden Knox, Cleo Conchu, Ryan Rondo, Sean Summers, and a mystery participant taking slot 14.
And Jonathan Sourceman. Slot 14.
No. So, John, who are you going to pick first as Uncle?
I'm picking Alistair Black, obviously.
That's
I'm sorry, Jam. Sorry.
Bold strategy. Yeah.
Just kayfabe. Sorry, Jam. I gotta go Alistair Black.
Yeah. Yes, you do. Which leads us on to episode 007, the ridiculously named Danger Down Under.
Nothing wrong with it.
from the MCG.
There's nothing wrong with it.
And the show will start with the picking of the teams that will be on the opening of the show. So we'll know who's on whose team as we go through the night. Of course, we already know that Jay and Crash will be on opposite sides as team captains in the Lumberer match, or
Lumber person.
Lumberperson match.
That's what it'll be called when I write it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So yeah, and that will be a fun match, right? I'm sure. Who are you going for in this one, man?
I think because they've also both got title matches on Meltdown as well. I think John's been sitting on. I think because we've not booked him on a few shows. John's been sitting on a killer Uncle promo, so I'm gonna go with Uncle.
John.
It's not fun predicting against Crash, so I'm not going to predict.
I'm going to go Crash. Crash is on a streak at the moment since the elimination from the All Out Eliminated Tournament. He's won the CWA belts, 2 of them. He's won the FWA Tag Team Championships. About time to see him return to singles form at the expense of Uncle. Number 1 pick versus number 3 pick. I think they're in the draft in terms of fallout picks. Okay, and then Aldemente versus Cleo. I'm going to predict. It's difficult because Aldemente is sort of an unknown quantity as he comes out of the Hornet division. I'm going to go for Cleo just because of the more proven track record, over 1,000 words, like in my time here. John?
So one, I think Cleo's promo this week would have worked way good against Aldemente. But I'm going to go with Aldemente. James Sink is hyping himself up. And he wants to play with the big boys, so he has to come up with the win.
Yeah. Man?
I think for the same reasons you said, SS, I'm probably going to go Cleo for that one. But it could go either way because, like you said, we don't know what to expect properly really from Aldemente, more than 1,000 words to play with.
Yeah, but I think that's going to be a good match. Those two. Nate against Alistair. I'm going to go Nate, thanks to interference from Jackson Phoenix, John Luke Watkins, Junha, and the rest of the Executive Excellent gang. Michael Garcia is going to get involved. Affliction Reunion, Wolf. And they're going to overcome whatever Alistair has as resistance. John?
Blackie Tree belts.
Blackie Tree belts. Tree. That's what language is that?
Yeah. French.
Blackie Twa belts.
Twa. Well, tree is actually Russian. That's Russian. It's a tree.
Oh, right. It's Blackie Tres belts.
Tres. Man.
Yeah. I think black.
Okay.
Makes me the only mod champ.
Makes you the only mod champ for now.
Yeah, for now.
For now. Yeah. Someone is just about to become the Gauntlet champ. So.
Boo.
Doesn't count. Right. 4th match of the evening. Men at time versus Peacock and Sauceman. Peacock can't buy a win. Sauceman, might as well still be in the Goma. At least Stu's eyes are open. I'm going for the men at a time. Unbeaten in tag competition. Caesar never been pinned in FWA. No, that's not true.
No, Aldemente.
Yeah. Caesar only been pinned once in FWA. Yeah, men at a time. John?
I'm going Peacock and Sauceman. I respect Sauceman.
Not the 2-time ex-champion that's in the match.
Sorry.
That's fair. No, I'm going for Chris and Jonathan. to get the win here. Yeah, it should be a fun match. Looking forward to writing that one.
What a match we've got coming up in match number 5. Con Chu Hao versus Gerald Grayson.
Back in business rematch.
GG for the win is my prediction.
GG for the win. Always.
KH for the win.
Could have been the first ever full house.
No.
Predictions history. Oddly. Okay, Jeremy Best against Caden Knox. I'm going to go for Caden. I think he's going to make strides and knock off Jeremy. He's former ex-champion. Got a win last week. Surely wants to put himself in a conversation for a rematch against whoever wins between Nate and Alistair. So yeah, I think OMB might show this week. So I'm going to go Caden. John?
I'm Jeremy Best's biggest fanboy, so I'm going to give it to him.
Okay. Man?
I think it could be close because if I mention it again, if OMB can tighten up that presentation side, that's kind of an extra bonus 2 or 3 points for him really. But I think Dub's very invested in Jeremy Best, and I think he's already got the character nailed already. So I'm going to go with Jeremy.
Yeah. Okay. Lastly, finally, climactically, we have Chris Kennedy's first defence of his 6th reign as the world champ against both Danny Toner and Randy Ramon, the co-winners or co-losers of the Fallout Eliminator Tournament final. Huge main event. First world title defence on either Fallout or Meltdown. I'm going to go for Danny Toner. Danny Toner's going to bring it home. That's my prediction. Yeah, Tig's been writing at a pretty high level since back in business. Well, all 3 of them have, obviously. But I just feel like maybe it's Tig's time. Yeah, Toner is my selection. John?
Meltdown wins. Chris Kennedy retains.
That's like that's what do they call it? A bias is what they call it, I think. Man?
Looks like we're completely split here. Team Ramon. Although there will be some hilarity, I think, if Toner does win and loses it immediately to Pass.
The diamond.
New champ every week, please.
But yeah, no, I'm going Ramon. I think Sean, he's not telling me what his idea is, but I know he's had it stored away for a while. So,
well, we'll see. That's due in 9 days. So yeah, watch out for episode 007, thick and fast.
All the James Bond promos will be getting.
I didn't think about that.
The film has just come out as well. Could have sponsored it.
Well, on that note, I think it's time we called it a day for this bumper edition of the Fallout Review pod. Good night, Man and John.
Good night.
Good night.
Thanks for listening, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks for episode 008. Peace.
Franchise.